Saltwater fishing, just the phrase alone sparks images of crashing waves, powerful fish, and unforgettable adventures. But whether you're new to the sport or a seasoned angler looking to up your game, one thing can make the difference between frustration and success: a saltwater fishing guide. Today we're diving deep into the world of saltwater fishing guides. Who they are, why they're important, how they can save you years of trial and error, and how to choose the right one for your next adventure. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what to expect when hiring a guide, but also how to get the most out of your saltwater fishing trips, no matter where you cast your line. So grab your tackle box, tighten those reels, and stick around, because this is your ultimate guide to saltwater fishing guides. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a saltwater fishing guide? A saltwater fishing guide is a professional angler who specializes in taking clients out on the water, whether it's the open ocean, the bays, the flats, or coastal inlets, to help them find and catch fish. Think of them as part captain, part teacher, part storyteller, and sometimes even part coach. These guides are more than just boat drivers. They live and breathe the ocean. They know where fish migrate, what tides trigger feeding frenzies, how weather affects patterns, and which baits or lures work best in specific conditions. Many of them spend decades studying fish behavior, local waters, and seasonal movements. When you hire a saltwater guide, you're essentially hiring years, sometimes decades of experience. They provide the boat, the gear, the local knowledge, and often the licenses or permits required to legally fish. For beginners, it's the fastest way to learn. For pros, it's a way to unlock new techniques or target new species. So in short, a saltwater fishing guide is your shortcut to adventure, knowledge, and better odds of hooking the fish of a lifetime. Not all saltwater guides are the same. Depending on the type of fishing you want to do, there are different styles of guides. Inshore guides. These focus on coastal waters, estuaries, and flats. You'll target species like redfish, snook, sea trout, and flounder. Trips are usually shorter and calmer, great for families or beginners. Nearshore guides, a step beyond the flats. These guides take you a few miles off the coast to chase species like king mackerel, cobia, or snapper. The waters are deeper, but you're still relatively close to land. Offshore or deep sea guides, for the adventurous. These trips head far out into the blue water, sometimes 20, 50, or even 100 miles offshore. The targets? Tuna, marlin, sailfish, swordfish, mahi-mahi, the giants of the sea. Specialty guides. Some focus on unique experiences, fly fishing for tarpon, shark charters, or nighttime sword fishing trips. Others may specialize in eco-tours or catch-and-release only trips. Choosing the right type of guide depends on your skill level, your time, and your target species. For example, if you're taking your kids for their first trip, an inshore guide who keeps things calm and interactive might be the best choice. But if you're chasing your bucket list marlin, an offshore guide with a big sport fishing boat is where you need to go. Understanding these categories is step one to finding the perfect guide. Now you might be asking, why hire a guide? Can't I just rent a boat and figure it out myself? You could, but here's the truth. Saltwater fishing is a game of knowledge, timing, and precision, and guides stack the deck in your favor. 1. Local knowledge. Fish behavior changes daily with tides, moon phases, and weather. Guides know their waters intimately, where the fish feed, when they bite, and what techniques work best. 2. Gear and boat. Provided high-quality rods, reels, bait, tackle, and sometimes even the boat itself are part of the package. You don't have to invest thousands in equipment or worry about maintenance. 3. Faster learning curve. Instead of spending years figuring out how to cast a net for bait or how to rig live shrimp, you learn directly from an expert in real time. 4. Safety and comfort. Navigating saltwater isn't always easy. Tides, currents, and sudden storms can catch even experienced anglers off guard. Guides are trained to keep you safe, so you can focus on fishing. 5. Higher success rate. Let's be honest, catching fish is fun. A guide increases your odds dramatically, making the difference between a day of casting practice and a day of reeling in non-stop action. 6. Memorable experiences. Many anglers say their most unforgettable fishing moments came on guided trips. Whether it's the first tarpon jumping out of the water or landing your personal best tuna, guides help create those stories you'll tell forever. So sure, you could go it alone. But if you want the best chance at success, safety, and lifelong memories, a saltwater fishing guide is worth every penny. Okay, so now you're convinced, but how do you actually pick the right guide? Here are the key factors you should consider. 1. Target species. Ask yourself, what do you want to catch? If it's redfish or snook, look for an inshore specialist. If it's marlin or tuna, offshore is your game. 2. Experience and reputation. Read reviews, ask for references, and check how long they've been guiding. A great guide usually has repeat customers and plenty of positive stories floating around. 3. Certifications and licenses. Make sure they're licensed and insured. A professional guide should also carry safety certifications like CPR training. 4. Equipment and boat. What kind of boat are they running? Is the gear well maintained? Offshore trips require larger boats with safety gear, while inshore trips can be done on flats, skiffs. 5. Trip style. Do they prioritize teaching beginners, or do they cater to hardcore anglers? Do they support catch and release, or do they clean and bag your fish for dinner? 6. Budget guided trips can range from $300 half-day inshore to thousands for multi-day offshore adventures. Always confirm what's included in the price: gear, bait, licenses, fuel, food. 7. Personality fit. Don't overlook this. You're going to spend hours on a boat with your guide. A friendly, patient teacher makes the trip enjoyable, while a grumpy one can ruin the experience. Pro tip: if possible, call the guide before booking. Ask about what's biting, what gear you'll need to bring, and how they handle weather cancellations. Their answers will give you a feel for their professionalism and passion. Remember, the right guide doesn't just get you fish, they make the whole trip unforgettable. So you've booked your guide. What happens next? A typical guided trip usually starts early, sometimes before sunrise. You'll meet at the marina or dock, load your gear, and get a quick safety briefing. Then, depending on the trip, your guide may throw cast nets for live bait or head straight to the fishing grounds. Once you're out there, the guide's role really shines. They'll teach you how to cast, how to work the lure, when to set the hook, and how to fight the fish properly. If you're offshore, the crew may set trolling lines while you relax and wait for the action. As fish come in, the guide helps land them, take pictures, and either release them or store them on ice. Many guides will also clean and fillet your catch after the trip, so you can enjoy fresh seafood that same night. Expect some downtime too. Not every cast lands a fish, but that's part of the magic. Soaking in the salt air, watching dolphins play, and learning from your guide as you wait for that next bite. By the end of the trip, you'll not only have caught fish, but also gain knowledge you can use forever. Saltwater guides operate all over the world. Some of the most famous destinations include Florida Keys, USA, legendary for tarpon, bonefish, and offshore sailfish. Outer Banks, North Carolina, USA, known for giant red drum and offshore tuna. Gulf of Mexico, red snapper, grouper, cobia, and more. Alaska's coast, halibut, lingcod, and salmon runs. Costa Rica, sailfish and marlin capital of the world. Bahamas and Caribbean, crystal waters, bonefish on the flats, and offshore pelagics. Australia's Great Barrier Reef, black marlin mecca. Each destination has specialized guides who know the local ecosystem and the best times to fish. For example, if you want to catch tarpon in the Keys, plan around spring and summer migrations. If tuna is your dream, fall in the Outer Banks is prime time. Guides aren't just captains, they're historians, biologists, and storytellers of their home waters. So whether you're staying local or traveling abroad, the right guide can turn your fishing trip into an epic adventure. One of the best ways to understand the value of a fishing guide is through stories. Anglers often say things like, "I spent years trying to catch a tarpon on my own. First trip with a guide, and I had 3 on the line within hours. I wanted to take my son fishing but had no idea where to start. Our guide not only put us on fish but taught us how to fish together." Hiring a guide in Costa Rica turned a random vacation into the best fishing trip of my life. These stories highlight the power of guided trips, not just the fish, but the memories, the lessons, and the connection with nature. And sometimes, the fish aren't even the highlight. It's the dolphins that follow the boat, the sunrise over the horizon, or the laughter shared between friends as a guide teaches you the ropes. Here are some quick tips to maximize your saltwater guide experience. Communicate goals. Tell your guide what species you want to target and your skill level. Be honest. If you've never tied a knot or cast a reel, let them know. It helps them teach you. Listen and learn. Guides often share little tricks that you can use for life. Bring essentials: sunscreen, polarized sunglasses, snacks, and motion sickness meds if needed. Respect the ocean. Follow catch limits, respect protected species, and listen to conservation advice. Tip your guide. A standard gratuity is usually 15–20% of the trip cost. Remember, guides love teaching, but they love enthusiastic, respectful clients even more. Treat it as a partnership and you'll walk away with skills, stories, and maybe even a lifelong friendship. So, there you have it, the ultimate breakdown of saltwater fishing guides. From understanding what they do, to choosing the right one, to making the most of your trip, we've covered it all. Whether you're chasing trophy fish offshore or enjoying a peaceful day on the flats, a guide can transform your fishing experience. They bring knowledge, safety, and expertise that shortcuts years of trial and error. If you've been dreaming of saltwater adventure, don't wait. Look up a guide in your area or in a bucket list destination and book that trip. You never know what memories or monsters of the deep you'll reel in. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more fishing tips and adventures, and drop a comment telling us your dream saltwater species to catch. Until next time, happy lines, safe waters, and may your next cast bring the fish of a lifetime.